In 2022, a group of hundreds and hundreds of Toyota owners got together to sue Toyota for problems with paint. Paint on their new cars had serious issues, bubbling, rust, all kinds of problems. So Toyota can get it wrong. It's not just new EV manufacturers or new Chinese manufacturers. Even the so-called best can stuff things up. But just because I'm an electric car fan doesn't mean that you shouldn't know about this. You need to know what you're getting into before you make a buying decision. I got an email today from someone who has just bought a BYD Dolphin. They sent me a series of photos, and what looks like has happened is there are bubbles in the paint. Lots of bubbles in lots of places. So before you pick up your BYD electric car, by the way, BYD EVs are very good, but you need to make sure you don't get one that's going to be a lemon, because you can. What do I mean by this? Well, there's a bit more to this story. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Just got to say a big thank you. I've received probably about 100 emails from you guys with all tips and things about helping with Shanna's cancer and offers of help. I really appreciate your support, and I haven't responded to all of them, but I've tried to read all of them, and I will do so. And I'm very, very appreciative that you guys have taken the time to do that. So thank you so much. BYD, obviously the Dolphin electric car. A lot of people are buying them right now. A lot of people are buying the BYD Seal, but I've received these photos showing bubbles in the paint, lots of these bubbles. Apparently, the problem is not just bubbles in the paint. There's also significant rust issues that have arisen since my previous video about BYD rust problems. So this is, don't get me wrong, this is not just BYD. In fact, it does appear to be all cars can rust. Put it that way. Every single car that's ever made can rust. That is true. But some cars take a lot longer to rust than others. What I did was, after discovering these issues with the BYD paint problems, which it may not be a problem for your BYD, but just make sure before you take delivery of your BYD, just double check it all, go through all the areas, look underneath the car, look at all the areas around the door sills, especially door handles as well. Some Chinese vehicles, LDV vehicles, they can have issues with rust. So that's something you want to make sure. It's not just LDV, by the way. It's a series of different brands. And like I said, any brand can have issues with rust, but some seem worse than others. And a lot of people believe that the Chinese firewall, the reality here is that China is not very connected to the West via the internet. Bit of a block there. And I know a lot of people in China use VPNs, but the truth is not that many people in China really connect with us. I mean, how many people do you hear about in China? How many people's experiences do you hear about with their BYD ownership? Almost none. And there's millions of owners of BYD vehicles in China. But we see the data. We see people complaining about problems with BYDs, but we don't really know exactly what it's about. One of the biggest issues they've been complaining about this year, and the reason why 5 of the 10 most complained about cars in China are BYDs this year. There's a top 10 list. I shared that earlier this year. Realistically, I mean, more people are buying BYDs, so you're going to get more complaints. But the truth is, per car sold, the complaints are higher for BYD than all other manufacturers. Significantly higher. So one of the key issues, it has been rust. There is rust not just on the outside of the cars, but also on the inside, even underneath the chairs. I mean, yeah, right now, guys, I live in an area, it's right near the sea, so there's like sea spray on my car all the time. You go out to your car in the morning and you see it's covered in like this mist, and the salt, you can taste the salt on the car if you put your finger on it. Not to say I do that, I did it once just out of interest, but so in my area, you can expect your car's going to rust quicker, but I don't expect I'm going to get rust inside my car, underneath the seats on a car that's fairly new. And this is what's happened with some BYD cars in China. So this is an issue you just want to make sure you're on top of. Make sure that your car, when you take delivery, has no rust, no paint spots, and make sure that this isn't going to be an issue for you and your ownership, because it's something you don't want to deal with. You don't want to have to take your car back to the dealer. I mean, sure, BYD, I'm going to guess that they're going to be good and they're going to fix it for you, but that's going to be a pain in your ass. It's going to mean that you're not going to have a car for a while. You're going to have to try and see if they'll have a loan car for you. That's going to be a challenge. They may challenge you. They may say, well, hang on a minute. Where have you been driving? How have you been driving it? These are the sorts of things that happen. I've read hundreds of forums over the last few weeks on issues with rust in different models of cars, different brands, not just BYD, not just Chinese cars, but they do seem to be a little bit worse. A little bit of cost cutting does appear to be happening. This is something that we really need to pay attention to. Sometimes when brands undercut others, they take shortcuts. This can happen. So if anyone else out there has had this sort of problems, rust and bubbling of paint in their cars, let us know. Let us know in the comment section, because I think this is something we need to kind of tally up and make sure that we're paying attention to. Right now, there's a lot of euphoria around, in particular, BYD. A lot of euphoria, a lot of excited people placing new orders. I get like that. I go buy a new car, I'm excited. I'm probably not going to go and hang on a minute, I need to check this car before taking delivery. I need to go over it. Or that's not my personality. I just go, oh, this looks great. Yeah, great. But I'm just saying, if you put down this much money, guys, double check the car. Double check if you had it for a couple of months, double check your car. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.